Hi everyone, my name is Deji Adebusoye. I'm the author of Scaling for Success, Empowering African SMEs, and I'm also a partner at Sahel Capital. Have you ever wondered why many SMEs struggle to raise capital, despite the fact that there's a lot of capital that is actually out there, available to be invested in companies? One of the most heated conversations I've had with a lot of investors is usually centered around that very subject. Why are investors not providing them with capital? And it's a very tricky subject to address. Many are frustrated, even bordering on being angry with a lot of investors, angry that there's a lot of money that they are not investing in their companies, angry that they rather watch them die rather than provide them with capital. And I thought that, look, it might be helpful for me to provide perspective to SMEs and to entrepreneurs and let you into the minds of investors a bit for you to understand how investors think. The question is this: why do investors not invest in SMEs, or why do they not invest as much as SMEs think or expect that they should? The first thing is that many capital providers are not the owner of the money. They are not the owner of the capital. For example, Sahel Capital, where I work, we do not own the capital that we invest. We are like an intermediary, we're a conduit. We actually take the capital from the owners and we provide that capital to SMEs. So when you think that, look, you guys have the final say, you have the final decision, to an extent we do, but we are investing on behalf of a third party, even family offices, that invest on behalf of HNIs, high net worth individuals. The people that run and manage the fund, they're hired hands, right? They're hired managers that manage the fund. It is not theirs. And I think that's one perspective that SMEs need to understand as much as possible, which takes me to the second point. Investors, and I'm talking about the capital providers that you interact with every day like us, we have a fiduciary responsibility to make that capital effective and generate return for the people that will manage on behalf of. Now, let me explain what that means. There is a kind of trust between us and the owners of the capital that we will take the best care. We will make the best decisions with the information we have to make utmost care of the funds that have committed to us to invest on their behalf. As a result of that, what investors then typically do is they are not as risk seeking. They are not as much risk takers as you would expect. Take a risk on me, bet on me. No, they cannot, because they have a responsibility to make sure that they return the capital of the people that provided them with the capital, return the capital to them. In fact, return it with returns. Make sure that you are returning it with additional funds, as it were, to make it easy for everyone to understand. Give them back the money and some more. So there is that responsibility on behalf of capital providers. Every fund also, this is my third point, they have a strategic focus, which I think a lot of people miss. And I see a lot of investors, I've seen investors from North America, from somewhere in Brazil, reach out to me to say they want Sahel to invest in an AI company somewhere in Los Angeles. And I'm like, did you take some time to go to Sahel Capital's website to understand what their strategic focus is? Every fund, based on the mind of the capital owner, has a mandate. And within the construct of that fund, no matter how much you explain, no matter how much you want them to be flexible, they cannot walk outside of the remit of that fund. And it actually behoves on SMEs and entrepreneurs to do their own work and understand who can provide the kind of capital that my company needs. That will significantly reduce the number of companies that you reach out to and probably make your approach a lot more effective, to make sure that you are targeting the right set of people that should be providing with the right set of capital. Another point to mention is that there's a big gap between the supply of capital and the demand for investment. The demand for investment is significantly more than the capital that is available. And when I talk about the demand of investment, I'm just talking about the sheer size of it. I'm not talking about whether the company is investable or not. I'm talking about ask for capital. There's just a big gap between how much companies need as an aggregate and how much capital is available to invest. In that kind of situation, then you would expect that the capital providers, with their fiduciary mindsets to their investors, will take all diligence and all care to sift through all these many potential investments and make a decision on which will be the best, which is the most appropriate use of capital, that will ensure that the capital is well used for the purpose for which it was set up, and also they're able to generate returns, on that funds. Many companies are asking for the same pot of capital. I mean, I'm not in any way reducing the fact that entrepreneurs and SMEs require funding and they require capital. Not at all. If anything, I'm just trying to help every SME or every entrepreneur listening to this to have a shift of mindset and understand and begin to think the way investors are thinking. Because if you start to do that, I can assure you that you are one step closer to raising funds. Thank you very much for listening. If you found this very helpful, please share with other SMEs or entrepreneurs that would also find it as valuable as you have. Thank you very much.